Welcome to Bright as Rain Crochet. Today we are doing Happy Bong keychains, and this is a pattern from Baba Yo Crochet. I will put the link to the Etsy pattern down below if you guys are interested in picking up the pattern. I've got a couple different little bongs here, just kind of showing you the different sizes that you can make, worsted weight yarns all the way down to like a baby 25, baby cotton. You can do them with this little smiley face or without. Here's one that I did without. A much sleeker, cleaner, not kind of a kiddie-ish looking. So that's this one here. But today what we're going to do is I'm going to do one in worsted weight yarn. It's easier to show for everybody and easier to crochet. And I've got a size 3mm hook. And I will meet you back here once you've got what you're going to use, and we'll get started. Okay, I've got all my stuff and I am ready. I hope you guys are ready. Let me get my crochet glasses on, which is actually now I wear 2 pairs of glasses. Okay. We're going to do a magic ring. I'm using blue. I hope you guys can see this well enough, or I may have to swap out, but we're hoping. Whoops. Chain 1 to lock it, and then 9 single crochets in your magic ring. Or you can chain 5 and do 9, connect them, and then do 9 single crochets if you wanted to do it that way. Can you hear my neighbor's dogs? They do that all the time, like all day long. It drives a person crazy. Okay. Now we're going to increase. So we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch. Tuck your tail. So that, of course, now we're going to have a total of 18 stitches, right? Mm-hmm. 15, 16 in our last stitch, 17, and 18. This is the base of the pipe. This is what's going to sit here. So it having a hole in it isn't too bad. Probably onward Christian soldiers. Okay, 18 stitches. Now what we're going to do is we are going to single crochet and then increase all the way around. We're going to do 2 single crochet increase after that. So single crochet increase, single crochet increase. Your next round will be 2 single crochet increase, ending with 36 stitches. I will meet you there. We're back together now. We should have 36 stitches. And we're going to go ahead and single crochet around. No increase, no decrease, 36 stitches. This is going to pull our sides up. So I had to order, while we're doing this, I had to order some more needles. I only have 1 needle that's a sharp end, and I've been looking at these crochet rings for tension, so here in some later videos, you might see me with a tension ring on. Don't know how it's going to work. Never used them before, but I tell you, sometimes after crocheting, my hand is so sore, especially when I'm doing smaller yarn, that I really have to pinch and keep my tension on it. So I'm going to experiment. I'm sure I'll do a video on it for you guys so y'all can decide yay or nay. And that'll probably be a bloopers one because I know it's going to be a fail the first couple times I use it. Okay, we're almost around, right, everybody? Okay, if you're not, go ahead and pause me, and we'll be back. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to single crochet in the next two, and we're going to decrease. This is going to be an invisible decrease. It almost always is going to be an invisible decrease with amigurumi. Sometimes it's real tight and I can't get it like up at the head when I'm doing the last like 6 stitches or whatever, and that makes it hard. And then I'll do a full regular decrease. So. Okay, we're going to do the front loop only of the first, front loop only of the second. We'll grab our yarn and pull it through them both, and then finish our single crochet. That is an invisible decrease. They are hard to see, so keep focus on your count or you'll end up pulling it out. I've been doing this a long time, and you can barely tell. That's why it's called an invisible decrease. It's not like an increase. You can always find those, but the decrease is difficult. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys complete your 2 single crochet decrease. That's going to put you back at 27. And then after that, I want you to do a round of single crochets that will be 27. So you're going to do this decrease, round of 1 single crochet decrease, or I mean 2 single crochet decrease, sorry about that. And then do a round of single crochets, and I'll meet you back. All right, we're back together, and now we're going to go ahead and put our eyes on while we can. Depending on what yarn you're using, of course, you're going to need to decide what eyes you want, what size eyes. So just make your best guess. It looks like I did this one in worsted weight, and it looks like I did this one with probably a 7 or a 6. It was a 6, yeah. Don't ever get these mixed up. How many people out there, raise your hands, and put 2 different size eyes on? My hand is up. So, no fun, no fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the row below this round we just did. So we're going to go down here. I always try to just turn it so that I'm kind of towards the back, and I center it. This, you only want 3 to 4 stitches in between. So let's do 1, 2, 3. The other one should be right there. Okay, I got my backs. So now I'm going to pop my backs on, and then what we're going to do for safety measures, I always have to use my teeth on these. My fingers just aren't strong enough. Okay, so what I do now, this is safety no matter what. Those eyes should not pop off now. Pop off. Sometimes those will catch on fire. Just, again, be very careful. Don't want anybody burnt. Do you see that now? It's all squished down. So the back's not going to come off. Love this trick. I love it. I love it. Okay. And we're done and we're back. Here we go. And we can also do our mouth while we can get to it. We'll just do a little smilers. The pattern is called Happy Bong, so we probably should make it happy. So I kind of see where I want the center of my nose or my mouth to go. I know this is really hard to see. I picked this dark color, and I apologize. I'm trying to get the best lighting on it here as possible. So I think I want my V to go here. I'm just going to kind of look at where I'd like it. I think I'm going to do this. I'm just going to come from over here. I'm going to put it in where my bottom of my little happy face smile is going to be. Don't pull that all the way through. Leave it like that. Then I'll come up here, go under. You got to think backwards because when you're moving it over, you always want that part in the back, right? Okay. And now he has a little smile. This is going to tighten up a little bit. So now, I got a lot of so's in me today. I don't know why that is. Sorry. Sorry. I know, I'm not super funny, but I think I am sometimes. And then let's go ahead and just tie these two so they're not going anywhere. Make sure you turn it. Get that flipped. So you're putting the other end in. Short end one time, long end the next time. And they can still be a little longer because we're going to have a bunch of padding in there. Okay, my good friends, here we go. So now we got our eyes in. We went all the way around, 27 single crochets. Now we're going to do another round of decrease. This will be single crochet decrease all the way around, which is going to leave us with 18 stitches. After that, we're going to do a solid round of 18 stitches. So one single crochet decrease around and a single crochet around, and I'll meet you back here when you finish those 2 rows. Thought I better jump in here. Please be aware when you are picking your eyes that you may have to go look how tight that is right there to get into that stitch. And if you had any bigger eyes, you may not have been able to get into that stitch. So if the eyes that you want nice big round eyes, big eyes, then you need to go up a couple more rows in the pattern before you put your eyes on, or you're not going to be able to get the stitch that's behind the eyeball. All right, I'll pop back in when I get finished. Finished with my 18 single crochets. We're getting a nice little base going on here. I hope yours looks the same or nearly the same. That means we're on track. We're doing good. All right, so now we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to reduce again, but we're going to reduce 4. We're skipping 1 here on a normal reducing. So we're going to do a 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to reduce like so. 2, 3, 4. So for my stitch marker, I use this cord. I love it so much. It doesn't get stuck. Like if I use regular yarn, sometimes I can grab that and it will bleed into my work, which makes me very sad. And so I just use these chunks of cord. They get worn out, but not as easy as a piece of yarn would, for sure. But it is kind of floppy. It doesn't sit very well, but that's kind of the way I like it. All right. Now we're down to 15 stitches. And we're going to go ahead and now do 3 single crochets and a decrease to end with 12 stitches. So 1, 3, and a decrease. These are so fast, I'm not even going to pause it because it takes more time to hit pause and play, and I'll just get this done together. So and reduce. Wonderful. Hopefully you guys are all caught up. We have 12 stitches. We're going to go ahead and single crochet around 12 times. 12 stitches. Not 12 times around, sorry. So you should have 12 stitches. Make sure this count right now is correct. I don't usually count because I know when I was watching videos, I couldn't keep the count in my head while they counted very well. It took a lot of concentration. So I'll typically get vocal again when I'm down to the last one or two. So I just had one more stitch to go. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to go ahead and we need to stuff this this bong up, and then we're going to do 6 more rows of 12 single crochets. I would suggest, because you're doing 6 rows, to go ahead and leave your stitch marker in the bottom and then go around and do your 6. And when you get back around, just leave that stitch marker and keep crocheting. It is a lot easier when you're doing multiple rows like this, is that you can just glance down and then you can count instead of going, oh no, especially when it was on the decrease, because you can't see the invisible decreases. And that way you can be interrupted, doorbell, phone, whatever it might be, and you won't be lost. And we'll always have that. So I'm going to go ahead and meet you guys back here with the stitch marker still in the very bottom. You're going to do 6 rows, stuff this, and do 6 rows of 12 single crochets. And I'll see you then. Okay, that's my first row. Here's me just crocheting over the top of that stitch marker. I just wanted to make sure you guys did not miss that, and that you still are consistently having 12 single crochets. And go ahead and stuff as you go. Makes it a little bit easier. Meet you at the end. All right, you guys should be back, finished with your 6th row. And the way I don't know if it's both right and left, I don't know. But for right-hander, your stitches always have a tendency they're going to always move to the right. So that you don't necessarily going to crochet all the way back to here where this is at. So we know that this one on top, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's that one up there. This is wonderful. So now what we'll do, make sure you like what you got. Go ahead and stuff it as firm as you want it to be. If you're not making a keychain and you just want this little sucker as just like a little shelf ornament or whatever, then you guys can skip this one last round here that I'm going to do with the keychain in it. So what I do is I just try to center it towards the back of my piece, and I'm going to just single crochet around this 3 times. So that's 1. It's not super easy. 2, and 1 more time. 3, and then go ahead and single crochet the rest of the 9. And then we can go ahead and fasten off. Leave a long tail so that we can sew our top on, okay? So we'll do that. We'll get this out, and then we're going to go ahead and move to this top that goes here. This is pretty simple. For the top, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do 9 single crochets in a magic ring. Chain 1 to lock, right? And 9, wonderful. Let's go ahead and slip stitch, pull our ring tight. And this is kind of making the plug, I guess we could call it, like so. And go ahead and cut the yarn. We're going to use the yarn that's on the larger piece. So now it just gives us a chance to tighten that up a little bit. Since I know that the wrong side of this is actually going to be hidden in the pipe, I'm just going to pull this through. I will take these two and tie a knot. One goes in, then swap it over, and then the other yarn goes in, and then I'm going to go ahead and trim it. I don't need to trim it really tight. It's going to be hidden anyway, so I don't have to fear of it coming untangled. And this cutie is going to come in here like so. So I telling you, today is the word for so. I'm just saying it so many times. It's very weird. Okay. So now let's just go through a stitch on the bong and a stitch on the lid. See how we're doing that? Like this. And we can just keep doing this. Whoops. Don't do what I just did and go over the top. That was not right. When I crochet stuff together, I keep it all, which I didn't that time, huh? If I come out this side, then I'm going to go in through this side. So the amount of yarn that is extra is just this teeny little amount. So once I'm on this side, then I will go in through this. The same side I came out of is the side I'm going right back into. And I know that, guys, you guys might be able to see it better than me, that this is not the easiest color, but I kind of got in midstream being happy about just doing it. And then I realized it was pretty dark. I have also got some sort of a booger here that is giving me a heck of a time. Okay. So back on this one. And then I'm going to go ahead and meet you guys back here. And then we're going to do the bowl. Not every stitch is going to match up perfectly because we only did 9. So you just want it to look flat and like a nice little top without it so that it's still attached there. So do you see how nice that's just got a nice, no, there we go, a nice little top to it. Okay, now we're going to do the bowl. That's going to sit off here, off to the side, and since I went with dark, I decided to go ahead and go dark again. It's not hard, so I don't think you guys are going to have to be staring at my stitches by any means. We've already done this. So we're going to do a magic ring, chain 1 to lock. We're going to do 9 single crochets. And now we're going to do one more row of 9 single crochets. That's all that this needs. So pull this tight. We want a nice tight bottom. I know you guys cannot see these stitches because I can barely see them. And 9. We're going to go ahead and slip stitch. And let's cut our yarn. And let's get our yarn moved to the back of our project. Like so. Tighten up that bowl the best that we can. And I'm going to try to weave this in just a little bit. Okay, so when I do this bowl, I am going to actually glue it on. To the project, and then I will come back and sew a couple stitches in. But what that does is let it rest where I want it to sit. Let's tie this in a knot. Then I'm going to cut it. Then I'm going to get glue. Look at it. See where I want it. Get the glue on it, and then we'll pin it. Okay. Whoops, I lost my stuff here. Okay, so this is the glue I use. It's 3-in-1. You're going to probably see this in every video. I like this glue a lot. You should sponsor me. Hey, sponsor me. Anyway, so let's look at, I laying this down so I can get my glue to the end. Let's look at where we want this bowl to sit. Right like this, I think, looks really cute. If you guys wanted to do one more row, I guess you could if you think you wanted the bowl part to be a little deeper. So, yeah, I'm kind of liking that there. So what I can do is go ahead and get my glue. This glue also gives me time to get my ends tucked in if I need or whatever. So I like it a lot right there. So now I'm going to go ahead and just put a pin in it so it doesn't get bumped. And then I can look here and see if I need to tuck any more little tails in. I can go around and shape it a little bit if I want. It's kind of like I said, I like this glue because you can, it's forgiving, but it's not so forgiving like you got to wait 24 hours or something. You can just go grab lunch or take a little break or whatever you need to do, and this thing will be ready to be worked. Well, that is it. We've got that finished. I know it's a dark color. Sorry about that. I hope that looks a little better there. Bring some light into it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure enjoyed making it for you. And once again, like always, please like, share, and subscribe.